Cheer! What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, and I'm back at you another one. And in this video, I want to ask you a question. And the question is Arya Stark already dead? Now in this video, instead of me telling you exactly how I feel, what I'm going to do is pose this question to you. Now first, how this came about. Now I had said in my previous video, I did a prediction that it's quite possible that Arya Stark could take the face of Sansa Stark, and that is how she could expose Littlefinger for his lies. And then I got hit with a commenter and they said, well, she cannot do that because the Faceless Men could only take faces of dead people. So Sansa would have to be dead at this point. Now that could be true, but then that makes me have to go back to the part where Arya Stark eventually lost her eyesight. And we see when she loses her eyesight, we see the death of Jaqen H'ghar. Now let's take a look at this situation from what they've shown in the show and try to see if this makes any sense or if this really has to be this way for it to happen. Does Sansa already have to be dead? Now, as punishment for Arya doing anything she wants to do and not listening to the rules, Jaqen H'ghar lets her know that death can only pay for life, and he is going to poison her. But instead of poisoning her, he poisons himself and kills himself, making Arya feel bad that her actions got somebody else killed. Someone that she considered her friend at this point, Jaqen H'ghar. And that is the reason why she breaks down and jumps right on top of this dude and is very sad about this situation. Now this is very understandable for Arya, especially the position that she's been in, because basically anyone she has come in contact with, or anyone that she has started to care about, has passed away up until this point. And now she's blaming herself for this actually happened to Jaqen. But when she goes back and she takes a look behind her, she sees Jaqen H'ghar right there. And she's like, wait a second, and has an epiphany at this moment when she does that. So as she does that, she reaches back down, and when she does reach down to the dead person with the face of Jaqen H'ghar, finally, after she realizes what's going on, and she reaches down and she grabs the face, she sees that it's not Jaqen H'ghar, but a face of another person. But what just happened right here? We just seen Jaqen H'ghar holding Arya up. The person that we seen as Jaqen H'ghar holding Arya, then taking the poison, and then somebody else coming with his face. So which Jaqen is dead? Is there a Jaqen H'ghar to begin with? And if so, which Jaqen is really dead? Was that just somebody with a faceless man face posing as Jaqen and he's dead? Or is Jaqen H'ghar already dead and they are using his face multiple times, it would seem, if that is going on? But let's keep going to the faces, because after this she starts peeling back a bunch of other faces. Now she goes through a bunch of faces because she's very shocked at what's going on right here. Obviously she doesn't fully understand, but she does kind of understand, but she's truly not getting exactly everything that's going on. So she peels back a bunch of other faces, and these are faces I cannot truly identify every one of them or anything like that, but a bunch of other faces of people that have come to the House of Undying to get the gift. And then she finally goes on to the last face, and this is her own face. So right here we have two situations. Now first, as I said, people told me that there's no way she could take Sansa's face unless Sansa's already dead. Now, we've seen Jaqen H'ghar's face laying out, and now we see Arya Stark's face lying out. Now, if that is the case, and if that person who made that comment is right, and people who made this comment is right, then we are saying now at this particular time that Arya Stark is dead, because we see her face right in front of herself, right? So is Arya Stark already dead? I mean, we're seeing the evidence right in front of us that she has already died. If that is the way of the Faceless Men, if you have to be dead before they can take your face, there's nothing else we can say but that Arya Stark is already dead. But when did she have the chance to die? But first, let's take a look back at the Faceless Men. An elite group of followers within the house, the Faceless Men, are trained to perform this task. Faceless Men are occasionally women. Only rarely would they train a child. They are trained to use all their senses to root out deception and create their disguises, seemingly possessing magical abilities that allow them to change their appearance at will. The Faceless Men cure the faces of the dead who come to die in their sanctuary, hanging these in deep vaults below the temple as masks for use in their disguises during assassination contracts. These are more than masks, however, and as the wearer assumes a true appearance when applying use of tributes of one's own blood to moisten the application. In this way, the Faceless Men are using tools as part of their disguise, rather than relying on glamours or outright magic for disguises. Now it says they use their own blood, but what does that mean? Does that mean that they actually chop their own faces off and then allowing them to reattach somebody else's face on there? So they fillet their skin off of their face so they really have no face whatsoever. And then they attach these other faces on top of their, what's left of their face, their skull and everything else, and their meat or whatever you want to call it. And this is how they become Faceless Men and get the other faces. If this is the case, then that means Arya Stark has no face. Her face has been chopped off, if we want to go on that route, if this is what they're doing. But we know that they're not using glamours like Melisandre or anything like that, that this is actually the physical faces of the people that they are putting on. So that could explain how Arya Stark's face got off if they have her face already, if she already had her face chopped off and she has no face, if that is the case.
Well, who are you then?
No one. And that is who we're going to become.
No one, meaning nothing, meaning nada, meaning dead. Did Arya Stark agree to become no one as soon as she walked through this door? Was that a given? Is she dead already? Just because she walked through this door, does that mean that you agreed to become no one? Therefore, we can do whatever we want with you. We can just take your face and that's it. And when the Faceless Men put on a new face, they get this person's memories, they get this person's feelings, they get all that. So was this the plan all along? Did they take Arya Stark's face because they knew the Starks are wargs and really wanted the warging ability for themselves? Is that what really happened here? Is Arya Stark already dead? I pose this question to you and I wait for your reply in the comment section. Did she unknowingly give up her life for training, for revenge? Is this Arya Stark that we see walking around right now? Or is this just a Faceless Man disguised as Arya Stark? You let me know in the comment section what you think. And if you need another part, because I can go into more details about this, I will do it in part 2. So, if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, please spread this across the realm, and please subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace! And stay sexy.